miss out on this good shit, you know?
Yeah.
All this nonsense.
Yeah, exactly. Why leave it on the table? Fuck it, you know, just start with the bullshit right out the gate.
That's right.
So let's fucking jump in.
Let's do it.
You know, I'm just over here eating some carrot chips and shit that we made in the air fryer today.
You are an old fuck. You're eating carrot chips like a 90-year-old man?
My wife made them. She's like, she tries to be healthy. So I try to eat all the garbage at work, you know, and then front like I'm eating healthy at home.
Carrot chips.
So, let's fucking jump in. Welcome everybody to this episode of Cadillac on Mars. You know me. You got Chaufie. You got my homie Devin. Tyus over here, brand new, visiting us today. And then we got this other guy that I try to kick around every so often.
Yeah, this motherfucker right here. Every time when this motherfucker has guests, all of a sudden the Cadillac ain't got no goddamn room.
Hey, I'm just saying. I meim just trying to do it PSVG style. Oh, we got a guest? Nah. Delvin can't be here. Devlin can't be here. Hey, I'll make it hot real quick. Where's Delvin's DLC? People not on the fucking network got DLCs. Not Delvin.
This is truth.
I am not saying a thing.
Hey, I'm saying it. I said it.
See what I'm doing? Taking a swig of my water.
Water.
Yeah.
That pansy ass shit.
Yeah, man.
What time is it out there? It's like 9 o'clock. Where's the real drink?
Yeah, Delvin's the old man. He's the motherfucker out here who will fall asleep during the podcast. I look at him on the camera and I'm just going down.
Y'all be recording goddamn 2 o'clock in the morning. So, y'all ready to record? Fuck out of here.
It's 9 o'clock for you. What are you talking about?
Right. That's like premium podcast time. Like
right,
that
us
is the
old
best
people,
time.
9 o'clock is like 1 a.m.
First off, we are all old. We are all on the 40 bus plus. All right.
That is a fact. Are you 40 now?
I turned 40 last Sunday.
Yes, you
Oh
did.
shit! Word. Damn.
On the podcast.
Here you
Unfortunately,
go,
fam.
Hey, but you know what? That's tight because once you hit 40, that's when you can really not give a fuck. Like you don't gotta listen to people. You don't gotta take it like even further. You could start using that. Listen, I'm 40, and just throw up your hands, and people be like, "No, okay, that's cool." Like that's it. That's it. Like man, there's a whole different level.
Go ahead and just give me my AARP card right now.
Right, exactly. That's where you get to use excuses like, even though you might be feeling fine, you just be like, my back, 40. Like,
yeah,
these
gold.
knees, my hips.
Right, exactly. Oh man, the arthritis. No, but let me, before we keep just fucking cutting up over here. No, we do got the homie Devin Tyus with us today from PSVG Network. He's on a show called the PSXP. Never heard of it, but that's neither here nor there.
Let me tell you about Chaufie.
Yeah, tell me.
Every chance this motherfucker gets, he blatantly just goes and tells Donnie and whoever's listening, "Hey, I'm finna get down with a starting network." And he's finna be off that shit.
Hey, what do I got to lose?
This is true.
Nothing.
Is true.
I got nothing to lose. But yeah, man, Dev, been going back with Dev for a long time. He's a super cool dude. Local California guy as well. So he hasn't to fuck with this like West Coast these East Coast ass people over here. He can be on the normal West Coast time where it's still nice and sunny and the weather's perfect like all year round, instead of like being out in Miami where they just got cocaine and hurricanes.
Yeah, so he's like what you said earlier, right, Chaufie? When he wasn't on, he's one of the good ones. That's what you said.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Right, Chaufie?
Hey, just because word on the street is I got plantation lips doesn't mean.
Oh, wow.
Don't mean I use reckless talk like that, man. Whoa, easy. Just because you're so mad because that fucking Falcon Winter Soldier last episode was terrible as shit, and you're over here defending it.
You are full of shit.
It was not good.
That's gonna get you fucked up. That's gonna get you fucked up.
Yeah, you should never say that. Them plantation ass lips.
Hey, I wanted to. I really thought about changing my fucking Twitter handle to that plantation lips. I was like, that's
don't
really
do that.
Funny.
Don't do that.
No, I didn't because that'd be real bad.
Yeah, real bad.
Yeah, but let's jump into that. Why was that episode so bad?
Episode was great. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
You don't get fucked. All right. Yeah. That episode was fantastic.
It was
fantastic.
It was not. I'll tell you why. From just a casual Marvel person.
Because you don't like black people. Just say it.
Well, the problem is you're a casual Marvel person. That's issue number one.
Yes.
You probably don't know half the characters, what's going on. I know how you play video games, so you've
terrible.
probably seen like 7
the same way
of the 30 Marvel movies that there are. Because you decided that, half of them were side quests.
I know. I will say this. I don't know anyone's name. It goes the black guy, the homeboy with the arm, the white girl that got shot, and then homegirl with freckles.
Yeah, that sounds like Chaufie.
That's everybody,
Black guy
right?
with wings, white guy with no arm.
Wow.
Oh, hey, dude with that sick
alt-right cap.
Yes.
Right, exactly. Captain Current Times America.
Mega hat cap.
Current time mega cap. Mega cap is exactly
really was. But I mean, like, my real beef with that episode is kind of like what I was telling you, and let's just get this out of the way right now. Fuck Mike Fowler.
Yes.
I know he waits for it. He said last time, damn, I made it almost the whole episode. But I really felt like it had all the potential to, like, taking away the sort of social commentary that it was trying to have. It was a solid, good action episode, but I really felt like it was almost like the corporate version of like, hey, we really need to show that we're compassionate to community, so let's add this in, and let's add, like, it almost checked all the boxes where I was like, you're not doing it right. It wasn't authentic, in my opinion, on how they were trying to be socially and politically. I really felt like it was just check boxes. Black man succeeds. Check. Fucker still didn't get a loan. Did not get paid. So had to rely on
because we still don't get that. We got to rely on the community, which is exactly what he did.
But even
if you ain't got a community, if you ain't got a village,
hold on, but still, you know who shouldn't have been there? The fucking white boy. Like,
no, let's be real. We always got one. We always got a white Mike. There's always one of them.
Where was the Mexican friend? We're everywhere. We are everywhere.
Torres.
Who?
The guy he literally gave the wings to.
Who?
That's true.
Oh my God!
Because you don't know names, you don't know who anybody is.
Hey, just
the dude that was working with him the entire time.
Yes, he gave him wings. He like, hey, after his suit got messed up, he said, hey, you can keep these.
That guy, he ain't real. When he checks white on the box. He doesn't know fucking Latinx.
He's a gringo. He doesn't
straight up. He says,
"You don't speak Spanish." He's a Mexican.
He doesn't say Torres. He says, "My name is Torres."
Wow, you just called him a Mexican, typically.
That's it, straight up.
Yes.
You better believe it. He's like, "Oh, I'm not Mexican. I'm from España."
Wow.
That's messed up.
Hey, Dev, you wanted to be here.
That's like that dude on Mortal Kombat.
Oh, let's talk about Mortal Kombat too.
That dude on the dude on Mortal Kombat, I swore was a white guy until I looked at the credit like, cause I don't want to spoil it, but it's not.
That's
good.
like Chloe Bennett from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I thought she was white. No, she's Asian.
Yeah, she's Asian.
Her last name was actually Wang.
Yeah,
had to change it up to get the job.
That sounds racist coming from you.
I'm okay with that. I'll wear it.
I'll say this, because people have been like tripping too on like, man, that Mortal Kombat movie, it was so whack, it was so corny, and I'm like, you do know it's fucking Mortal Kombat, right? Like,
yeah,
you know what you're getting into.
The premise is corny, period. So
right,
yeah.
So watching the movie, watched it over the weekend. Won't give it too many details, but what I will just say is you should already know what you're getting into when you're watching a Mortal Kombat movie, because those movies are good. So let's start with that. They're about just like fools getting beat up, and they're like, what's a storyline? What's a plot? Right. Like, we know, like, that shit felt like if they took like 47 different YouTube videos and then put them together. That shit did not make sense.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
zero.
if you think of the Mortal Kombat 11 storyline, apparently it's all over the peninsula as all the time. It's like, were you expecting to get like some kind of cinematic masterpiece from a fighting game?
Yeah.
Like, let's just be real.
I think people were expecting, how do I say this without spoiling it? Mortal Kombat. That's the best I can say it. Like, the actual like the tournament. Yes.
Yeah. But like,
did you get that sense of that from any of the trailers though?
No.
I thought I did.
How?
I thought
you
it
got
was just
Scorpion and Sub-Zero fighting. You see Scorpion or Sub-Zero rip Jackson's arms off. Like, nothing about this says tournament.
I feel like I think the Scorpion fight felt like it would be like the original Mortal Kombat movie, how they had them fighting in the field and stuff like that, and the whole get over here. The Scorpion reboot fight felt like it would be something like that. And the thing about this movie, I don't want to spoil too much. There are elements of places from the games.
Oh yeah, like if you know the game, you can catch on to stuff. Like for example, the blood splatter. I don't know if you caught that was very that's out of the games because it's not your typical CG blood dripping. I was like, no, that's the game style. I was talking to my IT guy at work today because we were kind of comparing the movie, and he was just talking about I couldn't only get through so much of it, and I was just like, dude, it's gonna be corny from the get-go. But I did have one major complaint with this movie. It won't fuck it up because there's no real fucking plot and storyline, like I said already. So these guys from the other realm, they have superpowers and they could teleport all over the fucking place.
Yes.
But fucking white Asian guy, whatever character he was, I don't remember. Was he Scorpion?
Johnny Fake.
Oh yeah, he was
he was like a fake Johnny Cage.
Okay, so he keeps getting away. And I'm like, you guys can teleport. Why can't you all teleport at once and just fucking kill him? But they're like, I don't know, he ran. I'm like, you got powers. What do you mean?
What do you mean? Run back to Mortal Kombat 3?
Right, yeah. Seriously. They're all, hey, listen, he got them new Yeezys. He was running. I was like, what do you want me to do? I don't want to scuff him. Wow. You know? It was fucking crazy. I was
these white on whites. I can't scuff these up.
No, they're like, I had to let him slide. They're like, I actually gave him some of those little slip-on booties like the painters wear in your house. They're like, nah, I don't want to. Fuck him up, man. But that movie, it's a good movie to just talk shit about. Have a couple drinks. If you're sitting with your friends or whatever, that's one of those movies you just sit there. You know, you're just gonna while out, talk shit. It's a dumb movie. It is what it is. I'm not expecting fucking Anthony Hopkins to be popping up in Mortal Kombat giving a sick ass monologue. That's not gonna happen.
I have a question for you guys.
I mean, it could. Hey, the way it works out, very possible.
I have an interesting question for you guys on the same subject.
Okay.
Since Warner Brothers made this announcement, I'm like, hey, we're releasing all of our movies on the HBO Max app. Mm-hmm. Has there yet been one good movie?
Well, I mean,
I really like the Snyder Cut.
Oh, damn it. I was just about to say Snyder Cut.
I was going to say
I loved the Snyder Cut.
That's probably the only one.
I can't through it. I don't know what it is. I actually do know what it is. It's the color palette drains me, and I'm like, I know to
You don't like comic books. That's what it is. There's too many side characters and things you got to follow.
No. I will say this. Shout out to, on the opposite end, Mike Fowler, because he gave me his Comixology account. So I've been reading comic books lately. So
you reading?
Yeah, well.
Wait, time out. Because every time I say anything about reading, your only response is fuck reading.
Yes,
so that's bullshit.
Those are the rules. Because you know what other rule I break too is that, and my son was talking about it the other day. He was like, you don't like reading. Why do you watch all the anime on subtitle? He's like, it doesn't make sense. And I was like, I mean, I don't like the dub sound because it sounds weird. The inflections are off.
You shouldn't watch it. No, that's wrong.
Oh, that's fucking Delvin over here.
That's an East Coast dude. There's something wrong, Shaun.
It still is. They still put up the left pant leg.
Yeah, facts. I'm down with that. Rocking the LL Cool J left pant leg. Mike still wear FUBU.
Brand new from off the rack, huh?
Brand new FUBU. The hat.
Delvin's like, check out my new Carl Kanai jacket.
Got these Jabot jeans.
Oh man, no kidding.
Got my cross colors.
My cross colors.
Oh, the cross colors.
Fuck, man. He's like, look at my triple XL Tweety Bird shirt.
Damn, might remember this. Remember the old dress shirts with the Shinobi Ninja on it?
Oh, I still have one. I have one that has a Storm Shadow on it. You're not letting that go just because it looks dope.
Hey,
it just looks dope.
Hey, that's the difference. That shows what neighborhood you lived in. Because if you had the dress shirt silky, but it had the blue flames, then you were like a poor white guy. But if you had the Shinobi looking one, you were like a poor black guy. Either way, you were poor. But it just let you know what category you fell in.
Yes.
Yep. Got that shit from Hot Topic.
Yeah.
Dress shirt with Goku on it. Throwing a Kamehameha wave.
Really trying to go on dates with that shit too. Like, nah, you taking that off.
Yeah. All bad. All bad.
I could see Dev coming out all crisp. Like, yeah, we're going out. And his wife being like, you lost your damn mind. You're fucking up.
Baggy ass
Is that
jeans,
Naruto?
Fat Farm shirts,
wearing some lugs,
6-inch Tims.
Not even Tims, man, lugs.
No. See, I didn't do the lugs. I couldn't do that.
The FUBU with the fat Albert on it.
Yeah. Hey, you can't
got
talk
the
about
Iniche.
Yep. I had all that shit.
Some Echo.
Yeah, man. Hey, that was the time. Hey, remember when Mark Echo had a video game too?
That game was
Mark
good.
Echo's Getting Up.
Yeah,
that game was good. That game was really good.
Hey, that was a weird time in gaming too, because you had that game, which actually, like you said, it was good, and then you had like the Def Jam like fighting games, or who had the fucking like military shooter? Was that 50 Cent?
Yeah, 50 Cent, Blood and Sand.
That wasn't a bad game either.
That was a good game.
Like those games were weird as shit. Where it was just like, who's making these fucking games right now? Because they are wilding, but they're good.
It was part of the culture. It was perfect.
It really was.
50 Cent Bulletproof was also very good, which was also weird because you'd walk through his hood playing as 50 Cent, Lloyd Banks, and Tony Ayo, and you have to talk to the prostitutes and stuff and get tip on drug dealers. It was literally like a hood-ass get rich or die trying game. You were walking through the projects, shooting gangsters. You could buy like killer movie. You could blow off guys' heads and stuff. It was almost like the Punisher game that came out for PS2. That was super violent. It was a lot like that.
Because I was like, this shit sounds like Saints Row, where it's just like
it kind of is.
Like, it is, because it was kind of like a GTA ripoff, but set with like 50 Cent. They had a bunch of those games. They had the True Crime Streets of LA that had Snoop in it. You had the True Crime Streets of New York after that when you had the Fit game. It was just like a project of, man.
Yeah, those were good games too. Came out, it was really good.
No, that was a good time. That was like a real try it. Early internet, so people weren't shitting on everything. Like even if it was a good game, it was just like, nah, man, word of mouth really took it far. That's when we were all playing those fucking what were they called? Was it like Midnight Club? Is that what those were?
Yes,
those racing games.
You had the Midnight Club and the Need for Speed Underground games. Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yes,
that's when
that
like
Fast and Furious culture. That's what started all that shit.
That's when like 20-inch rims were new, and so they was just like
the spinners, the spring wheels.
Every so often, dude. Like, and it's super random. I will pull up on someone who is still rocking some fucking spinners.
I seen them the other day.
I salute that person. I'm like, you know what? You committed.
Every time I go to, I have definite spinners. I've seen y'all on ridiculously large ass tires,
like wagon wheels.
Like like
very true
on a damn Dodge Charger. It's nonsense. What's wrong with y'all?
And if you see any of those cars in your neighborhood, do not go near them because that dude is a killer.
I'm just watching this in passing, like, all right.
I was gonna say, that's the type of vehicle that's like, say something.
Yeah.
Right.
Say something.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Just keep on looking, keep on moving. Yeah, that dude that killed somebody.
Get clapped up, man. Big time. I don't
know. If he actively is looking for spinning rims, that dude has at least 5 or 6 bodies on him. Like,
yeah, he's like, I spin this for every death.
They don't sell those things in stores no more. Yeah. You gotta go to like a hood shop to get spinning rims.
Yeah, exactly.
Go to a local store like, hey, let me get them rims to spin. That's not a thing. Look at you like you crazy. Like, you don't sell those no more.
No, that's an effort to find those. Like,
yes.
You really got to look at those.
But you got to go to the place where they have like the rim, and then they also can fix your car alarm.
Yeah,
and put you in a new stereo system and everything like that.
But they also sell their super shrink wrapped sneakers too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
But just the left one on there because they're like, you ain't getting both. You get one.
And for some reason they still selling CDs.
Oh
what?
God.
We got that new Ross. Like what? What are you talking about? I have an iPhone.
You know what? That is something.
The deck you just sold me ain't even got a CD player in it.
Yeah. I do miss going, and I know they're still around, but I miss going to like an indoor swap meet. You just saw like the most busted ass shit, and then the guy who sold CDs, but they were all poor color photocopies, and then it would just be like some underground guys on there too, where it was just little Crip Short, and you're like, and he's got like he's carrying like real. 4 9s. You're like, what? What's going on?
They still give out CDs down here too, and it's weird because nobody has a CD player.
Yeah, like where are you gonna play it? Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, like at this point in time, you should be giving us like flash drives or something else.
Seriously,
this flash drive, a car with your SoundCloud on it or something.
Yeah,
like, what are you doing?
Give me a CD.
What am I supposed to do with this?
Exactly.
It's a coaster now. That's what it is. It's a coaster with my drink on it. Because
but you know what you can do? Remember, you can bring back. Remember when people used to hang like CDs from like their rearview mirror?
Oh my god.
Because it was like, this is my favorite album right here, hanging from my rear view. And I'm like, how are you going to listen to that? I'm on the copy.
Pretty much.
Hanging from your rear view, getting all of the sun so it's fading out.
Hey, so everyone who's listening right now, definitely, as it was announced earlier, we are all old as fuck. Like, what you're hearing right now is fucking 1990s bullshit.
Skinny Matt would fit in perfectly with this.
like this. No, he wouldn't.
His old elderly ass.
No, Kevin would fit
Kevin
in.
would.
Skinny Matt would be like, this, no. None of this conversation. No way, no hell, man. But
I'm gonna ask him too.
But I was gonna say, because talking about cars, I'm gonna get into some topics along the way, just kind of catching up and shit like that. And still, I was earlier gonna introduce Dev and was sort of doing that, but we just keep this fucking thing moving. He's the homie. He's just gonna kick it with us through this whole thing. But I had an exciting time last weekend because I know you guys probably saw it when I posted it, but I brought home like my favorite car of all time. I got a 19 Chevelle, and that shit's tight. And then the story behind that car is when my dad's bought it like brand new, straight out the factory, like straight out the lot, like out in like Bakersfield, so out in Dev's area. And and so she had it for a bit, eventually gave it to my dad when he was young, so he drove it around. Then when I was in high school, I was driving it, like it was in my car. But then when I came down to Long Beach, like I was like, I can't make, I guess, a lot of work. And so then it just sat in the garage for like over 20 years. So it was like rusting, breaking down. But so went up, met my dad like halfway. We met like in Burbank, and then got to drive it home. And if you haven't driven like an old car, like I forgot, like it has power steering, it's got like, disc brakes and shit like that. But if you haven't driven an old car, it's a different game. Like you forget all the luxuries and like how much the body rolls and shit like that.
They drive heavy as hell.
Yes, they drive really. There's no, like, the pickup is way different. I mean, it's got power, sure, but driving that thing, I was like, oh, I'm rolling a fucking beast.
Yeah, cars were made of metal.
Yes, everything. Even the seats, like, it's like, oh, is this like vinyl over metal? Yeah, it is, straight up. So I got to drive that home. That was really cool. And then, so it was like kind of taking the family around here and there and just kind of enjoying that. And it's a really neat experience. And it was funny because my son had like no interest. He was just like, whatever. My daughter was actually, but then like Sunday, I was kind of, going around, just looking at the car, kind of little piece. And then he got in there. And, I also, when my dad drove it back in the day, he had like a mini chain steering wheel. So I was like, you got to put that bitch back on the car. Like, I need that chain steering wheel on there. And so then my son got in the car and he was, do you think I'll be able to drive this someday? And I was like, you need to stop having F-grade where you talking to him to drive. Like, I don't know what the fuck you talking about. but so he was out here kind of kicking it. And it was just like, that was just like such a fun experience. And it was one of those things, again, since this episode is be about being old as fuck. It was like kind of one of those moments of coming full circle where it was like, shit, I got my family, I got my house, I got a garage to put the car, we're financially okay, like everything's good. And to kind of have these like luxury where it's like, do I have any business having an extra car? No. But do I have it? Yeah. And it's like, it's exciting, it's exciting to kind of do stuff for yourself, to be at an end of tight, like I can have some extra things and not feel like I'm taking away from my family or we have along the way. So that was really like a super cool experience. So I was already texting Delvin, you got to come out West Coast so we can just start cruising up and down the fucking streets over here.
Yeah, take his ass to
I feel you.
Crenshaw.
I'm trying to keep my car.
Swap meet.
Hey, you know what? My car is blue. It's real creepy. Like I get in certain neighborhoods.
I have some questions for you, Chaufie.
Yeah.
With this car that you're driving now,
Mm-hmm.
dope car, by the way. Are you ready to go full Mexican? Because them looking at this car, you pull up to your school in that car, you're like, hold on. Are you El Principal? You no longer are just the principal Chaufie. You out there, Principal, man.
What are they on? Got those some Dayton's on it.
Some knockoffs. Nah, I'm gonna do those fucking drug dealer wheels, just giant fucking 32s.
You are gonna be getting pulled over every 15 minutes, and somebody's gonna ask you.
No doubt about it. No, because I mean, like, so I work way down in South Orange County, and so I was talking to one of my colleagues about it, and she was like, "Oh, you should like bring it to work sometime." I was like, "Oh, they won't let me off the freeway.
Make it.
I'm gonna get rolled up real quick." I was like, "I'm gonna get pulled over 4 times." And then when I try to get off the freeway, the cops are going to be off to the side like, nah, no, just turn it around. I don't care where you make a U-turn, just not here. Like, take your ass all the way down to TJ, then make a U-turn, come back up. But we're not allowing you in this area at all. Like, that's a reality. So I'll probably stay more in the LA County. That's probably where I'll hang out.
You don't want to fucking South County.
I had a 1979 Cadillac Coupe de Ville.
Now, how is it possible that you can call it a Cadillac and not Cadillacs?
Because we are in separate Cadillacs on Mars. We're not in the same car. I keep telling you this.
No, man. Are you not riding shotgun? Like what?
No, not riding with you. So
you kick him off enough, he got to get his own car.
Exactly. Be out here walking, messing around with Chaufie.
Yeah, I'll leave you for sure. If the shit pops off, I'll be like, bye.
But I have never got pulled over so many times than I did with this car in particular. It was like a maroon color. It was straight up clean. I bought it for like $500 from an old dude. He's like, I can't take care of the car no more. You can have it. I love that car so much because the AC was super cold. Black tinted windows, drove smooth as I don't know what, but almost every time I'd go somewhere.
You knew what was coming.
Yep.
You just already drive with like your license and registration like in your hand. You're just like, here it is. Yes. Have it.
Pretty much because you know how they have like the visor, the plus visor. I just keep it right up there. I know I was going to get pulled over. So as soon as I get pulled over, they're like, come to the window. Like, your tints are real dark. I'm like, yeah, this is how the car is, man. This is a classic. License and registration.
Yep. Here we go.
30 minutes sitting there while they run all the background check, and then another 30 minutes of them just sitting there asking about the car.
Yeah. You're like, this is not an opportunity for a car show, man. Like, I'm trying to get to like work or something. I'm trying to fuck around. Like, let me go.
Yeah, pretty much that. It was every time to the point, fortunately too, the car got destroyed because I had parked it at my grandmother's house where I'm at now. This had to be 20 years at this point in time. I parked it in front of my house, in front of this house. Wait,
is this the same grandma with like the ghost and like cat rape?
Yes, very much so. Very much so. Same grandmother.
Okay. Yeah, so this is the neighborhood where someone drove into her house, right?
Yeah, no. What this happened at is in front of where I'm at now.
Oh, okay.
She used to stay here. So I parked my car in front of here, which is on Main Street, to go with my uncle to like a WWE wrestling event that was down here. So we rode in the same car. And this is how long ago this was. I get a 2-way page.
Oh shit. Was it on your fucking sidekick?
Yes.
My God.
You saw me flip the screen.
and it said, there's been an accident. Your car is destroyed. Like, oh God.
You never want to hear your car is destroyed.
Right.
You want to hear it got dented.
Like damaged.
Yeah.
Destroyed.
Yes.
Yeah, that means like, oh, you ain't using this. It's done.
So I'm watching the wrestling event. We're like halfway through it. So I guess I would just wait till I get back. So
yeah, ain't nothing you can do now. It's destroyed.
Yeah.
I mean, right.
So I pull up back to my grandma's my uncle. A drunk driver apparently hit the car from the back. It was a hit and run. Mm-hmm. Hit the car so hard, it ran into a light pole, knocked the light pole on top of the car.
Shit.
Oh, damn.
Did that driver die? Because that's
a
lot of fucking force.
The driver apparently hit it and kept going.
Yep.
How
But that sounds right too. If it's a drunk driver, because drunk drivers be crashing into shit and then be like, "What
Nah,
happened?"
that dude was on crack.
Yeah.
He was on PCP or something.
Yeah. And the wildest thing about it is,
yeah, that's right.
the wildest thing about this whole story is the car still drove.
Yeah, that was about
I mean,
right.
you said it was like what, a '79 Cadillac?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Duh.
Just made it metal. I think those things are indestructible. So destroyed, it just meant it had like a nice little dent in it, but it was still gonna roll.
Hey, let's not forget too. That car was probably a good 6 yards long. Like,
Yeah.
so that light pole fell on it, but still never touched the windshield. It was just like,
Right?
dink.
That was all front end, all front.
All front, just the like bumper and grill. So the rest of the car was like, I'm good. Like what?
Yeah, when I pulled up, they were just getting the pole off of the car
That's fucking crazy.
because they had to fix the pole and stuff. But like yeah,
Bananas.
they're like, yeah, you got to get the car there and take it to the shop or something like that, or tell it away. When I cranked it up, it cranked right up. Like
Yeah,
No.
sounds about
Also
right.
because those cars too weren't electronic. Like when I popped the hood on my car and we were looking at it, my son was like, this doesn't look like the engine in my current car or my wife's car where it's all fucking everything's covered and in there and electronic. He was like, this is, you can see the ground. I was like, yeah, that's all this is. It is an engine. Like the only thing electronic is like, do the fucking headlights turn on? That's it.
Yeah.
Like that's all you're looking at. So you're not fucking up wiring and everything else. Like the engine's fine, and that compartment is designed to not be like fucked up. So that totally makes sense. What was the first car you drove, Dev?
So I didn't get a car. Like when my parents split, like my mom riding the bus, groceries, whatever. The first car that I ended up at was a friend of my dad had a car that he like, all right, I got nothing. I got to get rid of this car. It was an '89 Mercedes 300, something like that.
Balling.
So he sold it to me for $1. But thing was, I didn't even have my
Like
license.
legit
because
$1?
A legit $1, legit.
Yeah.
Like give me $1, and
You're like,
but like
I
I
got
didn't even have my
change?
license or anything because I was just riding the bus. I'm like, I ain't got no money. I'm in college. I ain't getting no car. So I was like the furthest thing from my mind. So when he told me he had the car for me, I went out, took my driver's license, got that and everything, and then got the car. And that thing, boat, like it was like when you say metal, like I ended up getting into a car accident, undocumented people. So that was just a pain in the ass. But I was making a left turn on pretty much a red light, and they decided to run it T-bone.
Oh,
Yeah, so car was fine. Car kept driving. Had a nice size dent in the side.
Yeah,
but
you got
it kept on rolling.
or
I was
the
like,
divot.
yeah, a little divot, but it still rolled. So I was like, well, shit, I gotta go to work.
Yeah, you're
so
like,
I
I
rolled my ass to work. Everything was still fine. The car still drove. What nothing wrong
Frame
with
nice and straight. You're just
it.
like,
It was good. It's just
door's
like
a little
this,
funky.
My passenger side door ain't gonna open. But otherwise, so I
Yeah.
just rolling it until I actually got a car. But that thing, it's funny because it was real close to my birthday because my wife she wasn't my wife at the time. No, she was. No, take that back. We were married. God, that's how late I got my license for this car because we got married at 23.
damn,
so,
you got married early.
So yeah,
That's awesome.
She was gonna get me some speakers for the car because the speakers that I had, of course, were garbage. So she was doing
You already
recon
be
with
bumping.
was gonna get me like.
Yeah.
Damage. It rode real nice. And when you talk about like driving an old car and how heavy they are and how differently they drive compared to oh my god, night and day. That and my wife had a Camry.
Yeah.
So a 98 Camry was relatively that thing. The turning radius, like you could just do a donut. Like the turning radius on that car was absolutely insane. It real nice until it was time to get rid of it.
Yeah, because that reminds me too, like when so then the next day, like after driving my old car for like the weekend, I get in my regular car, which is a FJ Cruiser. And my FJ has never felt so nimble and light. And those don't describe that vehicle, But it was like I got in there and I was like fucking spinning the wheel all over and turning and shit. And I was like, oh, this is I was not used to this. Like I was oversteering and shit because you gotta like even like I said, even though I got power steering, it's still a few more cranks to make that left turn,
Like you're driving a school bus or some shit.
Yeah, man. But it was it's super fun. I can't wait to get it out again. There's just like little things I need to take care of, like the interior. It's in good condition. It just needs like a good deep clean. I need to do a little upholstery. Doesn't have a stereo in there, so I need to get the stereo put in because that's just by default. Duh.
Yeah.
Need music.
You would know music don't even make sense.
Hey, but you know what was wild funny is my wife, who will listen to this podcast, so she'll probably be mad at me, felt the need that since there was no stereo, she had to sing like the whole time. So she was out here fucking singing like Lighter Shade of Brown and shit, you know?
That's awesome.
Yeah, but so, you know, I mean, it is awesome, but at the same time, like if you got an old, like, you know, muscle car type of car, you want to hear that growl and that, like, you know, you don't want to hear like your wife singing fucking LSB. Like, no, that's not what you're here for, you know? So that was like super cool. It was a lot of fun. And so, like I said, I'm excited to get out there. I do got to get some new wheels on it because the ones that are on there are like they're kind of a little busted. They're just enough to get it from here to there, but that's like all easy. And the paint job is brand new, the body's straight now. It's just all these little cosmetic things. So I'm hyped, man. So you know, if you guys ever come around,
dad life project.
Heck yeah. Which also is difficult for me because these hands don't get dirty. You know, so I'm like, oh fuck. Like once I saw my dad and I was like, hey, how do I take care of this car? I'm like a new parent again. Like, okay, so I got a baby. What the fuck am I supposed to do with this thing? Like, oh shit, I got to wipe asses now.
I'd be in that same boat because I do.
Yeah, but at least I know it's simple enough that there is stuff that I can tackle. Like, all right, I don't have to do.
How's the gas on it? Is it good on gas?
You tripping?
Are you seriously asking that question?
Well, for a car of that time. Let me rephrase that. Yeah.
No, it's actually not that bad. It'll probably get me, which is not good, but again, for an old car, I probably get about 10 miles to the gallon.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
that's back when gas was
straight up. Like that's what it was. So you could just be like wasting gas all over the place. Just like, nah, no big deal. I'll fill the tank for like $7. So it ain't shit. That's when his friends used to get in the car and be like, hey, take me to work. I'll give you $2. Yeah, that's a quarter tank.
Not no more.
Not no more.
What you want me to do with that?
Yeah, $2. I'm like, yeah, you get the nozzle.
We'll go 2 blocks and I'm gonna drop it.
Take you to the end of the corner.
Right, seriously. Not even that. $2. And they're like, yeah, that's not going to even get the gas out of the nozzle. Like, what do you want me to do?
Can't even catch the bus for $2 no more.
No, straight up. But other than that, I mean, like, shit's been good around here. I did want to share a couple things. Like, you know, we all got kids. I know, Dev, you got kids around my daughter's age. You know, fucking... does your daughter or any of your kids play Roblox?
No.
Okay, my daughter is fucking wild about Roblox, and her friends are always fucking screaming and having like basically it's their version of like The Sims now. Like that's where they're hanging out because they're not like me real life. But the shit that does have me cracking up is that she has her little clique of friends, and I was like, I did want to share the name of her little clique, which is the Rat Queen. I'm like, that shit, it kills me every time I hear it because I'm like, why would you choose that name? Like, but at the same time, I'm like, that's kind of tight. That's a little bit street on there.
Your daughter's in a gang.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. But then it's like the friends in her gang, it's like one Persian girl and one girl that's like almost near albino. So I was like,
wow. That's a gang.
I was like, what are you guys fucking misfits over here? And then you got my daughter, it's like 24/7 just calling everyone an idiot. I was like, what?
That's your daughter.
Oh yeah.
If you didn't know before, you know now.
So you know, my daughter's out here fucking harassing fools on the internet, trolling and shit like that, screaming all the time. I'm just like, wow. But yeah, her and her little fucking rat queens are going off. And then and then let me follow up again because I do got to give another huge fuck you to FedEx. Okay, so you guys heard about my PlayStation debacle, right? You know what's going on there? Mm-hmm. Get this bullshit. So at my work site, we ordered like a bunch of like Chromebook chargers. The chargers that we have, they're just burning out like crazy. So we ordered a box of 30. We've been tracking them. We get a notification, your chargers have been delivered. And we're like, not here.
Like hell they have.
And so, so we follow up and we got the district office calling us saying, yeah, they said they were delivered. We're like, were they delivered to you? Because they were not delivered here. They're like, no, they were delivered to the front office. And we're like, there are 5 of us in the office on that day. None of us got the delivery. So then we get the notification or we get an email sent to us that says, yeah, it was sent to another location in a different city. And they had someone sign for it. So again, fuck you, FedEx, because when we contacted them, just like they told me on that PlayStation, technically it was delivered, but not to your location.
Who are these people?
So I was like, then it's not delivered. you just left, like, so that's what you guys do. You just leave shit. So I'm like, oh, that's tight. So I can just be like, technically I'm at work, but I'm at the bar. Like, because
how in the hell do you fuck up so bad that you deliver it completely different?
Yeah. And let me just say, the city they delivered it to is not like, oh, okay, you know what? Because on this side of the street, it's this city, and on that side of the street, it's the other. No, it was 2 whole ass cities over. So like, I was like, I don't understand. And then someone signed for it, so we had to fucking track it down. Hey, but shout out to Dell, because they were Dell chargers. Dell said, no worries. They sent a fucking rep because again, they were like, yeah, so we can't send the driver to go retrieve them because once it's delivered, it's not in our possession anymore. We can't go back. So then again, like the other situation, so you could just leave shit and be like, I mean, my bad. But Dell was like, no, we're going to send a rep to go get that box. And then we're going to stay there until they put all 30 chargers back in the box. Let me tell you, after that initial conversation and bullshitting with FedEx, we had all of our chargers back. Wow. We were like, what? Now, coincidentally, what we found out was that the driver left them at another school site within where I'm at, it's a bunch of little cities. And so it was 2 over, but it was in a school from within our still. So then we got a hold of them where it was like, hey, you got our chargers? And they were like, yeah, we gave them out to our teachers because we didn't know what they were for. I was like, yeah, you need to collect those. But then the Dell guy...
Is the same? Like, I don't understand.
Nothing similar.
How?
Boy.
Are they hiring crackheads to deliver for FedEx? Because
yes.
What the are they doing?
100%. 100%. I was just like, I don't know who you're hiring. Like, I guess the only thing they look for is like, can you drive?
Right. Can you drive and drop a package off and collect the signature? You don't have to look at the actually where you're going. Just drop it off anywhere and just have somebody sign for it.
Just if you feel like that should spiritually be the neighborhood, then you can leave it there.
I feel like the kid from Paperboy is delivering your FedEx.
Just chucking them left and right.
Don't care what mailbox it goes in. Just whoever gets it.
Not a care in the world. Was just fully like, I mean, whatever. Like, So what? So I was just like, you know what, FedEx, you guys are really on some bullshit. Like, and to have it happen twice within like a month and a half period, I was like, that's fucking, like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, how you can pull that off is bananas. So my recommendation to people is don't use FedEx. Now, one of the homies told me, who works for FedEx Express, he was like, if you ever ship anything FedEx, always use Express because small van, small thing. And he's like, we will actually get in a lot of trouble if we don't deliver your thing. We're more accountable. But when I told him it was ground, he was like, oh, you're never going to see your package again. He's like, ground? He's like, we're like 2 different companies. He's like, if you do ground, you ain't seeing shit. He's like, the stories we hear from them, he's like, just consider when you deliver it, it's not going to get there. Like,
even the delivery people are like, oh, no, I'm ground. They refuse, just flat out refuse anything that's not ground.
It's super crazy. So, I mean, it is what it is. And then I did want to share this one funny fucking story. So, I've been playing like a fucking fuck ton of Fortnite, and they got these Batman comic books that have like a Fortnite code in there. So I did the pull list on them. I got my copy. I go into the comic book shop, and those shit sold out real quick, like super fast. But I was glad I had the pull list. And so then the guy like gets my comic and he puts it in a bag, and I was like, nah, man, I don't need a bag. I'm gonna go right to the car. And he goes, no, I need to put this in this black bag because I don't know if you go outside. I would hate for you to get harmed. Like, because it's like people want this comic book. And I was like, listen, fucking nerd. Like, you're telling me I'm going to get jumped over a comic book? Like, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Like, you're going to say someone's going to come up, fucking shiv me in the neck real quick and be like, I got that Batman. Like, really? That's what's going to happen? No. Yeah. No, it's not. No.
Yeah. I guarantee you can put it on eBay for a lot of money right now.
I could put it on eBay. Doesn't need to be in a complete blackout bag so that I can get out of the store and get into my car and
so
not
let me ask you this. If it was a PS5, would you have felt comfortable walking outside without it being in a bag?
Okay, let's not compare a PS5 to
but you can. The sad thing is, at this point, you can.
If this guy creeped on me for a $5 comic book, I'll be like, it's $5, dude. Like,
you paid $5 for it, but the flip value is not fun.
I'm not gonna get stabbed over a comic book that's right next door.
You might have.
It's right next door to Trader Joe's.
Well,
you should thank the guy who put in the bag for you so you didn't get shanked over it.
There's a Lazy Acres across the street. Like, no, I mean, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, that's the place where you will get shanked at.
Exactly, because nobody expects it. I'm not gonna shank you in the hood. I'm gonna shank you somewhere else where nobody expects it.
What's that?
Where do you think comic book nerds hang out? Think they're just in Compton, just rolling dice and shit? No.
Hey,
the way Trader Joe's.
The way that this comic book nerd spun it was just like if they were gonna be outside with like spinning their nunchucks and fucking brass knuckles, like waiting for me to come outside. Where he's just like, listen, I'll make a diversion. You fucking go outside and you fucking run. Don't look back. Just run. I was like, what?
I don't blame him.
But that guy said though, I know I kind of pissed him off. So my next issue probably won't be there because he goes, yeah, he goes, it's super popular because all these video gamers, they want it. And I was like, yeah, I mean, that's why I got it. He just started kind of grumble. And I was like, yeah, my copy's not going to be there next time.
Yeah.
He immediately scratched me off the list. Fuck you. You're stupid. So, I don't know, dude. That's been adventures on my end. Dev, since you're the guest, what's been going on with you, man? What's happening in your life?
Man, a whole lot of nothing. Being old as fuck. Don't know.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Just turned 40. My back hurts. My wife turns 40 2 days weekend out there.
Doing a little Airbnb action.
Yep. My PlayStation, I'm Returnal because that's going to be what's up.
That's a good idea.
Other than that, man, just been dealing with these kids and real tired of them not being in. It's going to be absolutely insane. And I'm real mad that summer's about to start because they summer program. If they don't, I'm
now. What's your work day like? Like, are you sometimes in the office, sometimes at home, or how's that working?
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm at home. Tuesday, Thursday, I'm in the. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, both me and the wife are trying to work, trying to do. My 5-year-old, he's not. His birthday is in November. He wasn't in kindergarten. In that I'm too old type shit. So there's no homeschool for him. It's just trying to make. Yeah. Luckily, we found a TK program that we're trying to get. It's just been. So I had enough of it. It was fun for a while, and now I need.
There's like only so much family bonding that you can do, and then you're just like, I'm good.
I've had enough of trying to do it all. Like, all right, let's get this together. These idiots, he talk about if you're vaccinated, you don't have to wear a mask. If you aren't, you should. And now everybody's gonna be like, fuck it, I'm vaccinated, but you're really not. Yeah. And you're just gonna be back in the same shit again.
For sure. It's all gonna come back around. Now you hit both your vaxes, yeah?
Yeah.
Now did you get? I don't remember. Did you get laid out or not?
I was done. It deleted my entire day.
Yeah.
I was the second shot, like I was cool the day that I got it. And the next day I went to work. Because I got on Wednesday, I had to go at noon. Thursday, I was like, I had another coach who'd also got his day. He had left an hour before it. So I got home upstairs sat in my chair and didn't move. I'm done. Yeah. I'm here. I'm agents 6 and 5. But me and my wife were both vaccinated.
That was one of those things too, because Dev was supposed to be on the last episode. And so then he texted me, he's like, hey, my wife is fucked up. And so then I was telling Devlin, I was like, man, look at this punk over here. Fuck, I gotta take out my wife. Man, I love her. Like all kinds of bullshit like that. Yeah. And so that was the day I got my shot. And I'm out here like, look at me, I'm fucking good, man. Look at this weak ass. And then the next day happened. I get into work, and my coworker who also got her second vax that day too. We both pop in the morning. We're like, I'm good. She's like, me too. Like fucking high fiving. Yay, great. So then 2 hours pass, and I can kind of feel like achiness in like my joints in my upper body. And I was like, I'm old. It's probably the old shit. And then it's isolated to my joints. And then like my ankles, my knees, my hips, where I was like, fucking, I'm out here like the Tin Man, like, like I was like, oh, this shit's hurting. So at that point, it's like 10:30 in the morning, and I go over to that one teacher's room, and I'm like, I open her door to see, like, I was gonna be like, oh, I'm starting to feel shit. And then she turns around, and her face looked like it was melting off of like her bones. Like she had lost all her color, face was just droopy, and she's like, I'm not okay. And I was like, oh shit. I go, I'm starting to be in pain right now. And then she's like, I don't feel good. And I was like, nah, but she's one of those teachers that I use. She's like an intervention teacher. She doesn't have like a student roster. So I was like, you need to go home. Like right now, you can't help anybody. You need to leave. So I sent her ass home. And then I was like, I'll push through. And then my office staff is like, you to start telling me you need to go home. And I'm like, I ain't gonna go home. I come home, these fools are gonna ask me questions, like want to talk to me. Gonna say help with the homework. I was just like, no, I'm better being here. They're like, but you can't help anybody. I was like will not get your rest.
I can't go home with those people.
Going home is like going to the Thunderdome.
Right. So I was like, we have like one of our bungalows where we store a bunch of shit. There's like a sofa in there. Man, I told them, I was like, that's where I'll be. And I cold passed out for like 2 hours. And I was like, I'm here. If you need me, come get me. And then at one point, one of them, she wanted to go in there to be like, just to see if I was alive.
Yeah.
So I was fucked, dude. I didn't eat. I was done. Everything hurt. And then came home, passed out. And then maybe about 7:00, like a switch, just like, boom, I'm fine. Like all the ache, all the pain, all the tiredness was just like out. I was like, damn, that's just wild. So, but that's what I get for talking shit about Dev, because I was like,
yeah,
that's what you get.
Motherfucker. And then I was like, I'm dying.
Yeah.
I'm dying.
I was like, ow.
Like a little big bitch. Yeah.
Hey, straight up. Man, I ate all my words. I was like, delicious. Now, did you have any reactions, Delvin?
Yeah. I don't think mine was as pronounced as yours were, but I did feel like aches and pains. I was tired, but I just laid up my house all day watching TV. I was fine. Sat there and watched TV.
Look at fucking
you didn't try to go into work. You just stayed in bed.
Yeah, I didn't even bother.
We tried to push through. We tried to go hard.
We tried to man up over here. Like, well, watch me. Say something.
Fuck that. I said this office will not be open in the day. Guess what? Motherfucker, it's a night drop right there. You can drop anything you need to drop in there and have a nice day. Nah, I'm not going in. Fuck that.
Delvin's like, I don't give a fuck about your rent. You can pay it tomorrow. Like, I'll be here. Just not today.
Yeah, won't be here today. Motherfuckers had the nerve to call my cell. What you calling me for?
Right. Why you have your phone on, though? You should turn that bitch off. Be like, nah, I ain't taking no calls. Don't call me.
I was on Twitter. I'm just going to lay down here all day, be on Twitter, and chill out.
Nah,
Turn that do not disturb mode on. Call
exactly. For real. Man, especially with, like, I know our chat's always going off. And your ass is like in 40 chats. So that thing, how many notifications you get in a day? Like 1,000?
Yeah.
Do you pay attention to any of them? Is the real question. I turn off.
Just ignore them all. I turn all my notifications off my phone. I would have to. I would go insane.
That shit would go bananas.
Yeah, because I have a whole bunch of chats, and I have a lot of followers. So when things blow up my phone,
wow, I got a lot of followers. Look, fucking brag much over here. Wow, look at you, fucking Delvin.
You're Twitter famous,
Mr. Celebrity. Yeah, but ain't got no love on PSVG though.
He don't show up.
Oh, he don't show up. He don't get invited.
Yeah. But yeah, so when my shit go off, it be going off all day. So I'm like, fuck that, I gotta turn that shit off.
No way.
I would get no rest.
That's way too much. Yeah.
Can't deal with it.
But, I think it's good. I mean, I'm happy for it. Made it through this whole fucking pandemic so far without ever catching it. So that was good because we had that shit coming around us all the. So that shit was. But Dev, I did want to dip back into your Palm Springs. Like, what part of Palm Springs you guys like to go to?
This is the second time she was like, I want to go to.
Yeah, we kind of fallen in love with that area too, where it's just like. Because just out there, and it's actually fairly quiet and chill, hard, motherfucker. Yeah. So we like to cop a house with a nice pool and just music and just pretty much just picking up food and drinking the whole time. Like that's never really leave the house. Like that's it.
That's exactly.
Yeah. Keep your drinks on deck.
Hello Fresh meals that we're taking with us, so we have actual food. Gonna have the drinks. Gonna have the pool. Gonna tell these kids to figure it out.
Right. Bring your iPad. Off. Don't talk to me. I'm off. Ice cream's in the fridge. I hooked you up. Right. I mean, we do try to bring foods too, but then by like after day one, it's like I heard they got good burritos. So like the area we like to go to, I found like a little like Mexican market. And so then I was like, well, I guess I'm gonna be coming back here regularly so I can eat some sopes, some tacos, some burritos, some quesadillas. I was like, I'm eating this whole little tiny menu you guys got over here. So that's just the move. Yeah. But it's nice. That's one of the benefits of being in California is you can really hit so many different like vacation or rest places without really having to go far. I mean, because like Palm Springs is only like 2 hours, if that, So it's like, no.
You want to go to Big Bear? That's a couple more hours. You can hit the mountains. You want to go out to a nice beach? You got that in a couple of hours. You want to get to Vegas? That's like, we got it all.
Yeah, we don't just have fucking crocodiles like fucking
swamps
Florida.
and marshland.
Oh, I am going on vacation this week as well, and I will not be seeing crocodiles.
Oh, where are you going?
Yes, sir. I am going to Universal Studios, and I am not paying for that shit. That's why I'm going.
Who you go? You got a girlfriend taking you?
No. I wish.
I wish.
I wish.
Or as Delvin likes to say, a lady friend.
A lady friend. Always a lady friend.
Yeah.
Old ass.
Nah, who you going with?
The in-laws and the kids.
You gonna make me ask?
Yeah, I know. You gonna make us ask.
You can go ahead and ask the question that you want to ask, that you ask every week. And I get to say, man.
She's still staying at the crib?
Yes, and that's why
She going with you?
That's
She
why.
going with you?
Yeah, it's her in-law. So yeah.
Oh, it's her. So she take. So you're just.
Is the boyfriend going?
You know damn well he's not going. How, Chaufie?
He looks up to you. Maybe he showed up. Maybe that's why you're going to Universal. He fucking came for vacation. He's like,
how he's
I'm here.
Get there? How?
Container ship?
Like I said,
like he come from Nigeria, right?
If you want to know exactly.
Isn't he like a Somali pirate or something?
No. They have to hear the story. Also, tell me. I'm not giving that up on here.
No, that's right. We told it there, not here. Fuck, I'm mixing up my shows.
Yeah, we're not telling that story.
Lord have mercy.
Oh, I'm fucking it up.
Yeah.
Sorry,
and I'm
making it
pretty
hot
sure
for
I've
Delvin.
seen stories about crocodiles that you still ain't escaping the crocs.
Yeah.
Probably not.
As long as you're still in Florida, you ain't escaping. It's not really vacation. You're going down the street.
Yeah.
Crocodiles ain't that bad, honestly speaking.
Okay.
You rarely see them, but when you see them, they don't fuck with you. I've seen a crocodile maybe, I guess the alligator 3-4 times, and they just look at you. And
but you know what that is? That's 3-4 times too many.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You took the words right out of my mouth. I was
Like, no.
same damn thing.
No.
It probably is, but I worry more about Florida man than I do crocodiles or alligators.
That's valid. That's
That
valid.
makes sense. That makes sense.
Valid.
That's legit.
Yeah, because I used to go
You're out here worrying
fishing.
about these Florida politicians.
Exactly. I used to go fishing with my stepdad in Alligator Alley a lot, and
Okay.
once in a while.
Thank you. Yeah.
First off,
Devlin
it's
full
called
face palm.
Alligator Alley.
What do you want me to
Why
do
are
with
you
that?
going there?
Because the fish are very good.
Yeah.
You get you some fresh snapper.
Oh boy.
You know, we can get fresh sniper. You don't have fucking fish shops by you? Like,
Right.
out here we
you
got
gotta have a fresh fish market. You just go to
Exactly.
snapper.
Yeah.
Why are you
But
going to Alligator Alley?
You go to the
'Cause
fresh. You go to the
you can
fish
go
spot with
there.
the dirty oil. Boom.
You can go to Alligator Alley and get the fish yourself. Just sit on the creek and go fishing. You good?
Wait, oh,
You
you
may
Craig
see
in the
it.
Creek now?
Yeah,
I
pretty much. I love that show. That show is fantastic.
That show's
Oh,
great.
it's brilliant.
I watch that show every day.
No, Craig. If you don't love Craig of the Creek, then I got no love for you. That show
real.
is phenomenal and needs a lot more love and recognition because
100%.
not enough people are talking about it or watching it. So just to divert, but to bring it back, things you said that I don't agree with, Alligator Alley, sitting on a creek, like
Yes.
no.
These are all things that just absolutely
Well,
not.
maybe I should explain what Alligator Alley is because
It doesn't
No, it
matter.
sounds-
It's called Alligator Alley. It's like Tornado Alley. I'm not gonna live there.
No, I'm good. I'm good.
it's like an expressway where it's not like an actual alley. It's like an expressway, like I-95 or something like that.
Did you just say you are fishing off the freeway?
Yeah, but
You're digging the hole deeper. You're digging the hole
but
deeper.
look,
sir.
Thank you, everybody, for listening to this episode of Cadillac on Mars. We got this motherfucker over here fishing off the freeway off Alligator Alley. Man, wow. This episode. This is some old man shit for real.
so it's near the Everglades, and it's like when you go off on the side of the road, there's like these little marsh area where people go fish at, and that's where I go fish at usually. Well, I used to when I was younger. With my stepdad, we just go sit there and fish on Alligator Alley.
Delvin's gonna start singing fucking "Cats in the Cradle and the Silver Spoon," the blood blue and the man on the moon. He's gonna
my
drop one
God.
fucking tear. Oh shit! That whole story, man.
Yeah.
I'm not
See?
with it. I'm not
Didn't
with
I
it.
tell you, Chaufie? I have
Nope.
stories that
you
can
do.
last.
Let me drop a quick ad right now. If you want to hear some fucking wildin' stories, listen to the show Delvin and I do called So Tell Me, where we dig into everything that is Delvin. Delvin is a very sweet, kind, lovable guy. He's the homie for life. If you're a friend of Delvin, like, you know this. The shit that happens around Delvin is not normal. Like,
at all.
Not normal. So when I mentioned his grandmother who like talks about cat rape, like cats raping other cats, like
Real
that's
thing.
a story we talked about.
Real thing.
Ghosts in the house, we talked about that.
Real thing.
Somebody has 2 Nigerian boyfriends, and one of those boyfriends looks up to Delvin. We talked about that.
Real thing. All these are actual things that happened.
We talked about him and his hoe phase, and how that kind of came full circle. We've talked a lot about these things, and I know that we have not scratched the surface on all things Delvin. There is still more. Like, Delvin has a brother named Kelvin. It's the same fucking name. They just went letters. I'm assuming he has a brother named Belvin and a brother named Elvin. Like, because they just went A, B, C, D. Like, that's what I think happened. So,
my father's not very creative.
So what I'm going to say is subscribe to his Patreon, listen to those episodes, because even I listen to them and I'm like, these are all lies.
and that's not even the wildest thing on there right now.
No, I know he's got more. We were supposed to talk about Delvin being young, and then he was like, guess who got COVID? And I said, guess what we're going to be talking about?
Yeah, that's kind of what happened.
That's literally what happened. Like, hey, we need to talk about this COVID shit. I was like, all right, strap it. But you talk to Devlin, you're like, he's a nice dude. Like, what? No, it's what happens around him.
Crackheads giving him Jordans. Fishing off the expressway.
Crackheads giving him Jordans. He got head from a crackhead while she showed him pictures of her family.
A beginning crackhead, like
I'm sorry,
the beginners. I'm sorry,
like stage 1, like amateur crackhead.
She was just a crack addict. She wasn't a crackhead yet.
Yeah, just an addict. Just was.
She didn't get to the pro stage yet.
Now you know why she was in transition, because remember too. Don't forget, she had him go to the store to buy fucking Mad Dog. What is your life, Delvin? What is your life, my man?
Did you hear these episodes on Patreon about this episode 200? That should tell you everything you need to know.
Oh, yeah, that's the other thing, too, is that if you didn't think his fucking race in America thing didn't divide people, now he wants to... Hey, let's talk about why white people want to say the N-word. I was like, oh, you're tripping.
Yeah.
The messages I have gotten from Mike and Otis about these episodes have made my day. They're like, what are they talking about? I have paragraphs.
I'm just saying, Delvin are on a different level, man. Like, the way you make it through life.
You gotta have that smile and that happy-go-lucky attitude.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
A lesser man, boy, he would have went postal.
Yeah.
He would have been Florida man.
Exactly. Exactly.
Very accurate.
So Delvin's got some fucking adventures out here, and he's really on a different level. Now, I'm gonna bring it down a little, because I do want to talk about this topic, as again, this whole episode we're just talking about being old, and then it fits in timely and nicely, but unfortunate. What's up with our youth? And this isn't the what's up with that section, because that I do have something for that. That's something that's been grinding my gears. But like DMX, Black Rob, Shock G, like what's happening
in 1 month?
Right.
In very close weeks, like 2 fucking weeks. Like big people, like people that kind of shaped, like, for me, like, musical sensibilities, styles, actions, dialogue. Like, damn, like, what's happening? What's going on?
Larger than life characters that you never expected, and it always seems like they go bad. It's like, oh man, in a hotel, just like Black Rob is doing that bad, like for real.
Well, when we saw him, acknowledge DMX, and he was like from the bed, and people were like, "Oh,
that was sad."
Shit. Like, because I knew Black Rob was sick, like I did know that, but I was like, oh, I didn't know he was like that bad. I was like, fuck, Black Rob, what's going on? Like, that's crazy.
I've told y'all this before. Like, I've reached out to certain artists to try to get them on the podcast. And Black Rob was one of them, and I never got a chance to hear from him because apparently he was homeless. That's fucking wild. Like, if I would have known Black Rob was homeless, somebody who inspired me so much as a teenager and music that meant so much to me, I would have fucking like, yo, we got to get money for Black Rob.
Right.
Like, it's just crazy that somebody of that caliber who made a hit song, Whoa was a huge hit.
Whoa was huge, and Whoa bangs today.
Yes.
You play
Today.
Whoa today, like fresh people will be like, that's amazing. But he was more than Whoa too. Like when you got to his catalog, it was like
how is he homeless? How was he not getting residuals, man? I blame him.
Yes, I do too. I 100% do. That's on Puff.
Yeah, but that's and his like whoever, I don't remember who it was from like the sort of Black Rob camp, like sort of snapped back because Diddy was like, I want to pay for his funeral and blah blah blah, and they came back with like, oh, people only want to show out after you pass. Where were you when he was homeless? What about
where's the flowers at while we still here to get?
Right, exactly. I mean, and that's where you got to give like a shout out to like Noriega, who's doing his drink champs, and though they're just fucking around and having fun, he's like, I need to acknowledge you today. I need you to get some shine today and put people on to these guys because, you know, the hip hop community, like your shelf life is like 3 years.
Yeah.
Like it really is. And so it's just like, when you have that, like, what are you going to do? You're fucked. And so then when you're like a Black Rob who didn't recover after going to jail, like that was it. We didn't hear about Black Rob anymore.
Yeah.
And so that was super unfortunate. And then the one that like DMX was super sad because that's an icon. And
DMX is my favorite rapper.
Did you guys see the videos of him fucking his procession?
Yeah.
And then one on a monster truck, of course, yes. Yeah. And then when you just see all the bikes go by, like that was like very powerful. You know, it was very, very emotional, but at the same time, very like you knew he changed people. You know,
very much so.
So that shit.
You knew from the beginning, like he was always totally upfront about like that's another thing powerful. Like he wasn't hiding who I am. These are my demons and my struggle. He was dope. Like
it's hard.
2020, 2021, just absolutely.
Yeah, true.
Yeah,
and then we get Shock G just out of nowhere. And in my mind, like Shock G has always been the same age. Like he's never changed. You know what I mean? Like you look at Shock G back then and now he's just like the same fucking dude. Like no age, no wear and tear. I don't think we still know what he passed from either. Yeah, but it's like for me, that one hit me the hardest because like as much as I like hood raps to my core, like that's what I love. I love the aggressive, I love the style. But what Shock G did for me was he was one of those early pioneers that was like, yeah, you can be a little bit different and you can be cool. But he wasn't a full weirdo where he was like trying to PM Don it. He was just like, I'm gonna have a little fun, but I'm gonna have these wild songs too, but I'm gonna have these parties. Like if you listen to a Digital Underground album, it's everywhere and all at the same time, but really dialed in and really clean and really tight and really like almost in a sense, like if you like Outkast and all the weird shit they do, then you need to go listen to Digital Underground.
I 100% agree.
The pioneers.
Because it's that sort of eclectic vibe. It gives a nod back to like the old soul and like,
P-Funk.
Yeah, it recognizes that, but still brings it to another level, and it's still timeless. You throw on an Outkast today, this shit fucking knocks. You throw on a Digital Underground, and they got you in with Humpty Dance. Let me tell you, one of the illest bass grooves. You can listen to that fucking just instrumental. That's the sick bass line. But then getting into the album, and it was just like, yeah, man, Shock G, fuck. Like that one was like out of nowhere. That shit bummed me out. Because like I said, for me, it's his style spoke to me because I was like, this is sort of where I am. I'm not pegged as one person. I've kind of always been all over the place into a little bit of this, a little bit of that, this style, that style. And so it was just like having someone like that who for me was very like, he was just doing his thing. He wasn't trying to ride a wave, And so it was like having someone like that go, that's sad.
And he was like the same age you. That's also scary.
Exactly, man. Yeah. He was like 75. I was like, fuck you, too young. Too young.
At what point do you say you stop saying too young?
Good question. Because someone died recently. I don't remember, but I know I was listening to Tay-Rail on Stays Crunchy and Milk, and they talked about someone passing away at like 72, and they were like, so young. And I was like, no. That's 72. No.
That's a running joke with Mike Fowler. Every time somebody dies, no matter what age they are, he says, oh, they died so young. We're like, motherfucker, he's 96. Like, what are you talking about? It's time for you to check out at that point. Like,
right, seriously. Right. I'm going to say too young is, depending on the amount of melanin in your skin, 55 kind of defines it, you know?
I'm going to say under 70.
I was going to say under 70.
I'll go with that. I'll go with
70, you've retired. You kind of have lived your life. Now you're in that I'm chilling. I'm going to do really what they say, nothing phase.
Yeah.
I feel like after 70, it's like if you went, it's
I'm
kind of lived and did.
I'm going to cheat a little lower. 67. That's the cut. 66, a little too young. 67, yeah, you old as fuck. You see things. You're 230-year-olds. Yeah, you've been around, you know? Yeah. But I don't know, man. It's just it's a bummer because if you remember, like not that long ago, we had Dr. Dre in the hospital where it was like, oh shit.
That was rough.
Something's going on with Dre, you know? So it's just like, we are now in that age range where these guys who were older than us, and the age gap shrinks too, where you're like, damn, he was only 55. And I'm like, ooh, that's not that far from me, you know? But when you're 18 and they're, 20 something, you're like, that's an old motherfucker, man. He's like way older. But as you get older, that gap shrinks. And I'm just like, damn, this shit is sad because like, these are people, like I said, they probably have kids our age, probably, same experiences we have and stuff like that as an age group. And so to see them pass, it's just like, it starts to get hit too close to home, starts to hit like your own sort of mental thoughts about like mortality, where how much more time do I have,
Yeah.
That's why I stay out in these streets. I don't wear a mask. Fuck you guys.
Out here on your skateboard.
I'm out here on my skateboard. Right, exactly. No, that shit worries me too. When I fucking hit that ramp, I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna make a wrong turn.
Bold.
Man, I'm telling you, like I'm gonna get brittle bone. I'll be fucked up.
ain't two more ramps you need to be hitting.
Right, seriously, man. Nope, I need to.
Or you're gonna be hitting another type of ramp, that wheelchair ramp.
Right, wheelchair.
Damn, man, that's cool. Hey, you know what? No love, man. You just brought me down, man.
Get you one of them longboards and just cruise, man. Stop hitting them. Stop hitting them ramps, though.
Hey, I got two cruisers. I'm still out here. Problem is, I ride them too fast.
Exactly, you better slow, bro.
I'm fast and furious out here. Yeah, so I don't know. I need to chill on that. But now, again, what's up with that? I got a what's up with that topic that's sort of been driving me fucking crazy because I'm over it. I'm over this fucking trend.
Ooh-wee. What up with that? What up with that? Ooh-wee. What up with that? What up with that? He said, she said, we said, he said, what up with that?
What is up with everything having to be like fucking Chipotle style, Subway style, like put it in a bowl, assembly line? Why can't we just pick a number anymore? Like why do we always, like, I saw this Italian place the other day that was like, choose your own pasta. I'm like, it's spaghetti or fettuccine. Why do I need to get fucking fancy? Like, why do I need all these choices? Put the fucking noodles in the fucking bowl. Let me keep it moving. I don't need to be like, well, I think I want bow ties with this. With like, nah, man, like, why does everything gotta be a fucking like assembly line all the time? Like, it drives me crazy because then I'm just like, I don't want to spend this time waiting for this motherfucker to choose how to assemble a burrito. You know what he wants? Carnitas burrito. Boom, serve it up. Right. You go to the taco shop, they don't give you 1,000 fucking choices. They're like, you want a burrito? This is your burrito. Get out of my face. Why? Explain this to me. Why does everything need to be assembly?
I blame them. Have all these choices and do all this weird shit. Like you said, I just want the number. I want lasagna. I don't want to make my lasagna. I don't want to pick the actual sauce. I don't want to pick the type of pasta.
Yeah.
I don't want to pick out all the different rice for the burritos. No.
But when you make your lasagna, do you want your lasagna a layer of spinach and then ricotta and then sauce? Or how would you like it?
You decide, damn it. I just want the lasagna. I don't want to make all these decisions.
But do you want rolled lasagna or do you want it layered?
I don't even know what that means.
Right.
I'm going to keep it 100 and not bite my tongue. I blame white people. Because white people always want shit a particular way, and this is just another kind of scenario and the same thing. Like, hey, I'm gluten-free. I can't eat this. I can't eat mayo that has honey mustard and all kind of bullshit.
You know they eating mayo. Stop it.
Right.
Yeah, they love
No,
mayo.
it's not that. Is it fat free? Is it dairy free?
Yes.
It's a version of it, and it's not called mayo. It's called aioli.
Exactly.
Oh my god. See, stop it with all this. I just want a carnitas burrito.
Right.
I just want pizza. I want pepperoni pizza. I don't want to have to decide my dough, the different type of sauce, how long it goes in the oven. Just give me the goddamn pepperoni pizza. I just want a slice.
Oh, you know what? Thank you for bringing up pizza. There's this fucking place, and I'm gonna call them out. It's called Simsies here in Long Beach. Their fucking pizza can eat all the dicks because it sucks. And
Yeah,
it's
there you
like that fucking pizza. Okay, I know. I'm okay with pineapple on a pizza. Shit is delicious sometimes. You know what's should not be on a fucking pizza? A whole ass salad. And that's what they do. I'm like,
Yeah, not
you
feeling
can't
that.
eat that pizza. How do you eat a fucking salad? And I'm not exaggeration. Fucking Yelp that bitch. You will see they got a fucking arugula salad pizza. And so it literally is a pizza with salad on top. And I'm like, you can't fold it. You can't eat it. Everything falls everywhere. I'm like, no, pizza is pizza. Stop calling it fucking flatbreads and charge me $7 more. It's a goddamn pizza. Give me a motherfucking pizza. That's what I want. I want some cheese, some sauce, and some toppings.
Of the Blaze pizzas, the Pyology. No, stop it. Stop that nonsense.
And they fall in that same category too, because that's like, it takes me longer to get through a Blaze or Pyology than it would be for me to call my local pizza place and get a pizza at my crib. Because now I got to wait for this fool over here to be like, can I get the roasted corn on a quarter of it, and we get blue cheese crumbles on the other quarter, and if I can get is that vegan pepperoni? Yeah, let me do that. And it's like, I don't wait for this fool to go through 65 toppings, and then now I can order mine, but I still gotta wait for it. I ain't got time. I do not. Like, just want the thing. You know what I want sometimes? A barbecue chicken pizza. That's it. Serve it to me. Yep. Make it, bake it, serve it, CPK. Thank you. We're done.
Yeah, don't ask me all these questions.
Yeah.
You know what it is. Just make it.
Yeah. It's not that complex. What? And so it's just like when I go to places, and especially like when you're like the most hungry, like, I don't got time. Mm-hmm. Now, because again, this is the old man episode, I also don't got time to be shitting my pants, so I can't go to McDonald's because that shit's going to go right through me. So I do need something with a little more substance, but it's like sometimes I want to just pick a number. You know, that's all I want to do. I just want to pick a number. I want the combo. And you ask me if I want it large or small. Depends on the day. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. I don't know. But that's the only choice I want. Do I want it large or regular? That's all I'm asking for. All these fucking choices and all these things, I don't want it anymore. It's unnecessary. And especially, half the time, like 10 of those items never get picked. Why do you have them there? No one's picking the beets. No one wants the beets. They don't. Like, it's the same as beets.
It's gross. That's just gross.
So that shit, it's like, I don't know, it grinds my gears. And when we were on spring break, I'd go out and find like stuff to eat, and it really like dictated my day, because then it was like, oh, let's go here and eat. And I'm like, no, I don't. I want to order from a menu and order the thing. And then, like I said, when I went to this Italian place and it was like, get the pasta your way. No. If I want it my way, you know what I do? I cook it in my fucking house. I want it your way. That's why I'm coming to your place, so that you can serve me. I will give you the money. You know what's tight? Spaghetti Factory. I'll go there. I get my fucking brown butter mazzithra pasta. Boom. Delicious. Nothing fucking fancy.
The old Spaghetti Factory.
Heck yeah, man. You guys got Spaghetti Factory by you, Delvin?
Nope.
And we used to go there for all the bank. Anytime we finished out a season was over, Spaghetti Factory. Let's go.
Hey, you get your little cup of, get your spumoni at the end.
Now I gotta look this place up.
Man.
Hey, I'm telling you, man.
You just gotta come out here.
I mean that's just in general. We ain't got no alligator alley.
Yeah, you know, none of that nonsense.
None of that.
We have an alley. You don't want to go there.
You don't.
No,
yeah. There are
doing
many alleys just stewed clear. Like, even in the nicest of neighborhoods, you don't want to be in the alley. Like, there's things.
I can only imagine.
Yeah. So that was just my old man rant. It's one of those things that's just it's been a long time coming, and I had to call you out. You fucking order it yourselves type of places. I don't want to do it. I don't got time.
I'm 100%.
Come with me.
If we've learned anything from these past 5 years, it's that Americans are too stupid to order for themselves, and they need to be told what to do. Because if they don't, they do dumb shit like raid the Capitol building.
Damn. This fool made it about the insurrection. But you know what? You ain't wrong.
Message.
You ain't wrong.
You ain't lying.
You start letting them do shit on their own, they start just doing dumbass, stupid shit, thinking there's no consequences for it.
Hey, too many choices. You know what that comes with? Too many problems.
Yeah,
that's what it is. Let's narrow down just the list. Like we don't got to do so much.
No, right? Nail it down.
But so I think that's a good place to kind of wrap things up. We've kind of been bullshitting long enough. I think this whole episode was like off the rails from the get-go, but this shit was wild fun, man. So Dev, tell people where they can find you, man.
You can find me at Dat Ninja Dev pretty much everywhere. Come holler at me on Twitter. Come out the PlayStation XP podcast with my man Delvin Cox, where we talk about all the things PlayStation. You can check me out on Game Tech as well, where I talk wonderful tech nonsense. And then you'll hear us talk about Chaufie.
I do. Yes. It's who I am. It's who I am. What do you want me to do? Oh, before we do go, I do want to get, because you mentioned it earlier, Returnal. What's got you hyped about it?
Everything.
It's everything. Yeah. it looks like it's like going to be one of the first games. It really takes advantage. 4K 60 with ray tracing. I like roguelikes. I'm cool with the die and try again type thing. The fact that it's set. I like Housemarque. I like their arcadey type shooting. It's like they basically took their formula and turned it into a third-person shooter game instead of it being like an arcade side-scrolling thing like Resogun or Next Machina or whatnot. They turned this into this third-person action, and the story looks fucking sci-fi bonkers.
Yeah,
that's right up.
Yeah, that game looks stunning. I was watching so 2 turnoffs for me, 3 turnoffs in a game. If it's like that procedurally generated, I'm like, if it's like roguelite, I'm like, nope. And if there's crafting, like, nah, I got that thing.
Yes.
But I was watching, I think it was IGN was doing like a good chunk of gameplay. And they kind of said that the descriptor of like the procedurally generated and the sort of roguelite thing is that it's inaccurate. Like they're like, these maps do change a little, but they're like, it's like one of 3 variants. And even those variants aren't very far off. So like some of those procedurals will be like, it's completely fucking different. They're like, you'll still hit the same bosses. You'll still hit the same characters. It just might be like this pillar's on the left where last time it was on the right or something like that. And so they're like, and it's not as dungeon crawlery. They're like, it should have been really described as like an action shooter. And I was like, okay. But what they did talk about was like how they compared it to the Astrobot game. They're like, because of how immersive it is with the controller. They're like, the sound is like sick. The vibrations on point. They were just like, oh my God, this is like, it really brings that depth and immersion into play. And just early on, it was like, damn, this game looks really cool. But when I had those descriptors, I was like, I'm not super interested. But now watching it and then kind of getting close to that release moment, I'm like, yeah, I might need to this up because that game looks beautiful. And then like you were saying, like when you go back to Resogun to this game, it's like you could almost see the progression. You know, like the art style was there, and then you bring in a character, and now you come to this where it's just like, yeah, this is Housemarque growing up. I'm fucking hyped.
I'm excited. I was actually playing Control last. Control, the Ultimate Edition, it does a lot of stuff in the sound, and that got me even more excited. Incorporate a lot of that, like playing the Control, like whenever you're running, hear her foot, you also feel them in the controller, like ever so slightly. All of the chanting that you're hearing from whatever out the back,
when it's like the hiss or whatever it is.
The hiss, like the way you hear that, and if you're playing with it, it's just the sound design is incredible.
Yeah,
and just the way the guns feel, because like when you're pulling the triggers, like you have to pull it all the way through. Each gun feel a little different, so playing that got me even more excited to play Returnal. And I've also heard Returnal described as a mashup of like Metroid, Control. So
I think that's gonna be a lot of fun. How about you? You hyped too, Delvin?
Oh hell yeah! It looks like Edge of Tomorrow, the video game. That's all I want. I love the movie Edge of Tomorrow. Like, hey, what is it? Live, Die. Didn't they change the name of that movie?
Yeah, Live, Die, Repeat.
It was Live, Die, Repeat.
Yeah. So that's what I want to do. It looks awesome. It looks amazing. Once I saw the first, I think they had like a while back a story trailer for it, and it was kind of showing that mechanic working a little bit in that trailer. I'm like, oh shit, this looks awesome. You know, I'm more of a story player guy myself, so it's like, okay, this is what I can get into.
And something they mentioned on there too was that like the sort of Live, Die, Repeat is an actual like has a purpose in the game. Yes. So the guy was describing, he's like, when you die sometimes, like the boss or whoever you're fighting against is way OP because they kind of want you to die to start over. It's not just like, fuck, I died. It's like, it's part of the mechanic. It's part of the system. So they were like, it really has it making sense as opposed to like, fuck, this is a challenge. I don't want to do it. It adds like a layer of depth. And I was like, okay, that's smart. I like when companies put a purpose behind what they're doing as opposed to just like, this shit's hard. Like, I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for just a game being difficult.
Yeah, I agree. I like when a game difficult, but difficult makes sense.
Because it gets you to think like, okay, cool. Like I want to go deeper in this. So I'm starting to get really excited. I think I need to put an order in on it, or like download it. And then we got that Resident Evil next week too. You guys gonna get them out?
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited. This is gonna be a great month.
That ain't your shit, Dev?
I am not a Resident. Never, ever since the first one in tank controls, never looked back, and I've just never really
you're
gotten
missing
into the
out,
series.
dude.
I'm not big on horror. So
Yeah, I guess if it's not your thing, I
Yeah.
can see that. Yeah, no, I'm hyped for that one too. So I'm glad we're starting to see some games that are really gonna like benefit these consoles. Like instead of just like dipping back into like Game Pass and PlayStation Now, where it's like, I mean, I don't want to play PS3, Xbox 360 versions on these consoles. If you never played it before, great. I'm glad you're getting your money's worth on these fucking subscription services. That ain't me. Like, I want to play new good shit. And we've been sitting on these consoles for long enough that I'm like, I'm ready. I want some shit that's gonna fucking rock.
I agree.
I'm excited. We got Returnal, got Ratchet and Clank.
Oh
So I'm
God,
really excited
yeah,
for
Ratchet and
the
Clank. Wow, that's gonna be something else. Yeah, and I like that it's happening now. Like this is the right time, right before summer. Like for me, this is the sweet spot. We starting getting those long days where we can be able to get into it. Because when they all drop in November, it's like I can't play these games till March.
Yeah,
like,
Got time for this.
Right, seriously, when you got kids and shit, you're just like, I gotta go to Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, Valentine's. Like, I don't got a lot of time in between. You know, there's always anniversaries around there as well. So it's just like okay, we're stuck. So I'm kind of hyped.
I feel like I'm good through October. This month I got Returnal. Next month I got Ratchet. And the month after that I'm going to Final Fantasy. We got Deathloop. Then we got Kena. So I'm good through October.
Oh man, I am kind of bummed that Deathloop isn't happening now, but I'm okay with it happening later because now I can give time to these. Plus, and one that is just a remaster or remake, whatever, is I do want to play the Nier game. Was it Returnal?
Yeah.
Nier Replicant.
Replicant. Yeah. That, I want to play that one too. I've been watching some streaming on that because I liked Automata, but I didn't play it. I didn't play the Replicant when it came back in the day. And so watching gameplay of that too, I'm like, that game looks sick. I want to play that too.
If you're getting that Mass Effect?
I definitely am.
Okay. I'm super interested because I have never played any Mass Effect. And I know that for a lot of people, that's like a benchmark game. So I'm like, I want to try it. Hopefully, I'll give it some time because I want to see if people who go back and play it are like, yeah, this shit holds up, or like, oh, I was tripping back in the day. These games are whack, you know?
My favorite game series, so I can't wait to try it.
Yeah.
But since I beat it all, I can wait to play it. Even though I bought it like day one, I can play Return. I know the story of Mass Effect, so I can just wait on that and play it when I have nothing else to play. So I'm excited for it.
Yeah.
I still have
gonna
Mass
be rad.
Effect.
Sheesh.
That's cool.
That's funny. But so good game talk too, man. Dev, thanks for joining us. Delvin, we know you got your you're still trying to divide the culture. We're here with the N-word series. Oh boy, man. I don't know what you're thinking. You really don't want to have friends, but I know you said you got thousands of followers, so I mean
I'll just pick a new one out of the stack.
right, exactly. Yeah, like I can lose a few. It's no big deal. But man, thank you guys for joining today. Like this shit was a lot of fun. I'm glad you joined us today, Dev. We got to do it again. We got to keep this shit happening. So we out of here. Peace.
What you say, Grandma? Mama.
What?
What you say, Grandma? What you say?
Grandma's not here.